If I ever took a loss, I learned a lesson. I won't ever think I'm better than the next man. I've been down before to come up, I ain't stressing. Baby, I'm too busy counting all these blessings.
Hey everybody. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the steps that you need to take to, or the things you have to do to become a realtor. I had a few people reach out to me and say, like, I want to be a realtor too. Like, what do I have to do? Or I'm thinking about it. What's the requirements? What are the steps? I don't know where to start. So I'm going to explain that to you guys. Now, before I go through the whole process of everything that you're going to need to be a realtor, the things you're going to need to do, I want to make it very clear, because I had a friend at the time who was a real estate agent or a realtor, and he made it clear to me. He said, you're going to need some money. You need money. You need money for a lot of the things that I'm about to say, but I'm going to indicate where I had to pay money. So make sure you have some money saved up. I would say $1,500. I would say about $1,500, and I'll explain why. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you meet the requirements, and the requirements and all the whole steps and everything I'm about to say goes for the state of New Jersey and Pennsylvania, because those are the states that I'm licensed for. Those are the states that I can speak on. I am a dual licensee. My primary license is for New Jersey, secondary Pennsylvania. So I'm going to talk about my process with New Jersey and then my process getting dual license with PA. So the requirements are you have to be 18 years or older, and you have to have a GED or a diploma. Now, once you figure out that you meet the requirements or meet the requirements, you want to find an accredited school, like real estate school. So I went to Connection School of Real Estate, which was awesome. My instructor, her name was Gail. She was the best. And thanks to the help of Connection School of Real Estate, I passed my test on the first try, my state exam for New Jersey, but we'll get into that. So you have to complete 75 hours of education at the school. So, and you have to pass the test with the school, of course. So for the Connection School of Real Estate, they had two options. The one I went to, which was in New Jersey, Mount Laurel. You can do, for your 75 hours, you can do like 8 hours a day for like 2 weeks, Monday through Friday. That wasn't an option for me because I work full-time. I still work full-time, but I work full-time, so there wasn't an option to go to school 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So they did have an option to do a Saturday course for like 10, 11 weeks. Or it might have been 12 weeks, but basically I would go every Saturday for a few hours. So I'm going to be honest, you guys. It was hard. Real estate school was hard. It was challenging, but I mean, it definitely was worth it, and I'm glad I hung in there, because it was days I felt like I might wanted to give up. I'm gonna be honest, but I didn't give up. But the reason being was because I was like tired from my 9 to 5 and then had to wake up early in the morning on a Saturday to go to school. And I wasn't going to school at the time, so it was just, I had to get used to that. It was a lot of studying, a lot of tests, quizzes. I was getting quizzes and tests and homework. It was a lot of information to retain, but I'm so glad I went through with everything. And if you guys go through this process, hang in there during the school portion, it's going to be okay. Now what happens is, once you're done your 75 hours, the school will have you take an exam with the school. You have to pass that first before you can take the exam with the state. So I was able to pass the school exam the first try, and it's okay if you don't pass the first try. They'll let you do it again, or say maybe you want to retake some of these courses, like go over some of the information from the textbook. So, oh, and side note, it was about $375 for the course. So we talked about needing money. That is one of the things you're going to need money for, is to take the course. So make sure you're serious and you know you want to do it before you pay the money, because you have to pay the money up front, and if you stop going or you quit, it's not refundable. So after you pass the test with the school, they then give you your transcripts and everything you need to schedule to take the exam with the state. So the exam with the state for New Jersey is 110 questions. They give you 4 hours to answer all the questions. I was done in like an hour and a half, to be honest. Everybody different, you know, take your time if you need to. But anyway, I passed on the first try, which was awesome because I was stressed. Oh, I was stressed. And those questions were no joke. But anyway, be prepared to take a picture too, because you had to take a picture that day when you, like, it'll be from like here up when you pass the test. So you're not done after you pass the exam. I know, like, in your mind, or a lot of people's mind, you think, okay, you passed the exam, you're done, that's all you have to do. No, it's just getting started. So you take the test, and you do have to pay to take the test as well. And every time you retake the test because you failed it, you have to pay. So once you pass the test, you have to send in an application to the state of New Jersey for your actual real estate license. You have to send them. I had to get fingerprinted, so I had to pay for that too, to get fingerprinted. And again, this depends on the state, but for New Jersey, I had to get fingerprinted, and for PA, I had to get fingerprinted. So you send your fingerprint information. There's an application fee. You have to send that, and evidence that you passed your exam, that you completed your 75 hours of education to the state. Now, once you do that, you have to the next thing to do is finding a brokerage. And the reason being is your license is not active until you are affiliated with a brokerage, under a broker. So a lot of people don't know that, and I didn't know that at first, so that's why I'm telling you guys. You have to find a brokerage. So what you do is you kind of go on interviews and interview the brokerages, and you're asking them, like, maybe I'll make a second video on, like, all the questions to ask them, but you want to ask them how much is their monthly fee. You have to pay a fee every month to your brokerage. It's probably an option to pay it off for the whole year too, but you have to pay a fee. How much is the split? Because your brokerage is going to take a portion of your commission. So you want to ask how much that split is. You want to ask what kind of support do they have for new agents? Do you guys have training? Do you guys have a mentorship program? Those are very important questions. So I wound up going with Coldwell Banker Preferred. And I'm happy with Coldwell Banker Preferred. I like them because they had a lot of support for new agents like myself. They had a mentorship program. Your mentor, like, helps you with all your paperwork and just helps you when you have any questions or concerns. And it's really important to have a mentor. They have training. I did, like, some trainings with them. I like the environment. I just like them. So I went with Coldwell Banker. Your gut will tell you, like, this is the right place for me. So I'm glad I made that decision. They'll basically let you know everything you need to do to become affiliated officially with that brokerage. Now, one thing you're going to have to do, most brokerages require, is for you to become a Realtor. Now, when you pass your state exam, you're a real estate agent. You're not a Realtor yet. So how do you become a Realtor? You have to associate with the National Association of Realtors. How do you do that? You have to contact them. They'll ask you for, like, all your information to confirm you're a real estate agent. And you have to pay money and fees. And you're going to continue to pay fees to them. But in the beginning, you pay a lot of fees. And you have to attend a mandatory orientation. And basically, it's like a code of ethics that you're agreeing to. And you get, like, a little pin. And it's kind of like getting sworn in. As a realtor. So once you do that, you become a Realtor, and then you're going to have to pay for access to MLS. Now, the MLS is like the most important thing you need being a real estate agent. Now, to have access to the MLS, which is the multiple listing service, to have access to the MLS, you have to pay for that too. You have to pay an activation fee, and then where I'm located, we have to pay quarterly. So it might depend on your state, like how often you have to pay them, but you do have to pay for that too. Once you do that, the next important step, I would say, really, get some professional photos done. Reason being, you're going to need business cards. A lot of real estate is marketing yourself. So basically, not even if it wasn't for a business card, the electronic business card or your website, you're going to need some headshots. You can, if you don't have the money, you could do like one on your phone, but you want to be crisp, clean, professional. You want to get some headshots done. So you have to pay for that too. And depending on your brokerage, my brokerage, the location I'm at, they covered the first few hundred of my business cards. I just had to pay for the headshots, but some places you have to pay for the headshots and the business cards. So that's another important question to ask when you're interviewing the brokers. So after you do all that, you're pretty much a realtor at that point. You're affiliated with the brokerage. You have access to the MLS. You're associated with the National Association of Realtors. You've paid up, all your fees. Now, in regards to fees, you have to pay every 2 years. And I'm only can speak for PA and New Jersey. You have to pay for the renewal of your license. I pay quarterly for access to the MLS. I pay my brokerage monthly. They also take a portion of the commission. So, and then you pay the National Association of Realtors as well. But the way I do that, I chose the once a year. I do once a year. I think there's like options for monthly, but I just pay it in full. Now, in regards to me being a dual licensee, meaning having a license of real estate license active in 2 states, what I had to do was I had to take the exam for PA. So in regards to the exam for PA, that was only 30 questions for me because I only had to take the state portion since I had already passed the national portion with New Jersey. Don't y'all know I failed that test twice? I was so mad, like how I passed New Jersey on the first try. But what I was doing was I was like mixing up certain laws, rules, and regulations, I guess, naturally, because it's 2 different states. It's a lot of information to remember. So once I cleared my mind and remembered the correct information, I passed on 3rd try. But let me tell you guys something. You have to pay every time. Even like you fail it, you got to pay again. Like, so I was a little upset, but I'm glad I kept trying and didn't just give up and say, oh, I failed. Never mind PA. No, I persevered and I went back and studied more. So anyway, I had to pass that PA exam, and then I had to affiliate with a brokerage under the same company, Coldwell Banker, but I had to affiliate with a PA office because, again, remember I mentioned a part of having an active license is being affiliated with a brokerage. So if this is another state, I needed to be affiliated with an office in that state. So I'm affiliated with 2 offices, 1 for each state that I'm licensed, if that makes any sense. But if you guys have any questions about anything that I'm saying, or you want to know exactly how much certain things cost, or just more specific questions, you guys can feel free to email me, DM me, Instagram, Facebook. I think you can send me messages on YouTube as well. I'm plugged in, and I'm happy to answer any questions, or just comment the question that you have, and I'll answer it below. Just be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my video. And I really hope that this helped whoever is thinking about becoming a real estate agent, because now you know a lot of the steps or some things to expect that you might not have known. So let me know what you guys think, or if you have any questions, I'm glad to help. Bye.
I'm too busy counting all these blessings. Count it up, 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 blessings. Count it up, count it up, count it up.